Fighter 6. Fighting round. Press online. Training match. Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Get into the ring.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Goes for the surprise rush in. Difficult situation for a throw. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Gets a good read on their opponent. That should teach him you can't just throw out moves. Stays cool in counters. What's the play here? Opts for the throw. Closes the gap for the grab. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Taking stock. KO. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jumping. They both showed their hands a little going on the offensive. Player 2 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Checks them with the projectile. Player 1 experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Crowns him from above. Knocked down, and this is gonna hurt. Player sneaks in the throw. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Decides to meet them in the air. Shows the overhead. Still slugging it out here. The super armor does its job. Trips him up. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Getting in. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Immediate jump in. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Just moments ago, we saw some very solid pressure against the wall. That's how you close out games. It's so hard to fight back against that. Grabs and throws them away. That throw will do some good damage. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Player 2 holding on to that distantly betraying. Oh. Well, listen. When you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
Here comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
The pleasure is mine.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Goes air to air to deny them a chance. Well-timed command throw there. Oh, whiffs the grab. Blocks the jump in. Projectile to try and change the situation. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Gets a crucial back throw in. The jump in catches them. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. And the throw ends the round. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Lifts them with a long pawn. Jumps in. What's the next move? Jeez, how can they read each other so well? The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. A quick breather. Oh, critical. What's gonna happen? Experiencing burnout. It's too much. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Immediate jump in. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Transverse. The hit throw connect. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Ooh, what a smart throw. Both shot comes in hot. Player 1 reads the jump in perfectly. They're in range. We're gonna see it low heavy, but no go. The low. How did they read that throw? Solid anti-air. Nice fireball. What? Anti-air. That's gonna leave him rattled. Oh, they got him. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Time to get down to business. The first round starts now. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Player 2 chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. With the life gap opening up, they need the KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Checking to see how the opponent reacts to long-range fireball. This is a clear sign that they're testing their opponent's knowledge and game plan. Looking for a chance. Medium kick. Going in. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until they're driving pressure. Jumps. Experiencing burnout. Player 2, knee throw is denied. What a read. Okay, reads the jump in perfectly. Player 1 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Who's gonna take it? Both of them back off. They may be preparing for the final exchange. Goes to the air. Jump! That jump in was expected. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Opens with a jump in. That's not gonna hit. The last round. It's now or never. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Throws them. How long can this offensive assault continue? Going wild with the throws in the corner. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. This is going to hurt. Anti-air in the clutch. Nice fireball. Clutch anti-air. Genius read with that throw escape. Jump. Solid anti-air. Knocks them out of the air. Player 2 has a full drive gauge but is on the brink of death. A real test of nerves here. Player 1 blocks the low kick. All the throw connects. What now? Dangerous range here. What a finish! I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
is a new challenger.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. The grab misses. Very solid corner sweep. Strings it all together. It's a normal hit, but they get in there. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Player closes it with a classic corner throw. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. The jump in catches them. Throws them. What's next? Nails the anti-air. Knockdown. Gets the jump in. Still slugging it out at this range. Going in. Both fighters charges forward. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Player 2 goes to the air. This can lead to some big damage. Low heavy. Closes it out. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Pressuring the situation with the charge in. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. Nice cross-up. Knockdown. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. Big counter. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Both fighters planning something? In there! Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Had the radar up and running. Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Both fighters planning something? Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Both fighters are trying not to get trapped in the corner. In there! This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Immediate jump in. Throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Fires without warning. Still plenty of time left. The low's blocked. The low kick hits. Reads the jump in perfectly. They just said, get that jump in out of here. With knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Solid anti-air. Presses for a react, chases them down. Oh, they switch sides. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? They'll tap them on the zone. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Crowns them from above. Walls flat into the guard break. What now? Yo, Rock, super hit. Noticeable life lead. Are you kidding me? Player 1 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Chases them down. Brushes that off and keeps going. Combo with the target combo. Neither of them willing to back off. And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Are they trying to slow down the pace with a projectile? Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Life lead opens up. Gets the counter hit throw. Taking stock. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Immediate jump in. They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Gets the knockdown, and now uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. Breaks the block with a throw. Both fighters planning something? Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Player comes super hard. A parry? Are they trying to bait a throw? They may have something up their sleeve. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Knockdown and... from low heavy to... oh, what's this? In there! That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Gotta do this. Come on.
I'll take on all of round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Shoots off a projectile from downtown to check their approach. Well-timed command there. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Are they trying to bait out the jump? Handily escapes the throw. Blocks the jump in. Ooh, will they hit? Whiff? Will even charge in? Tricky territory here. Big counter. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure, this round is over. The big play does it. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Parries the projectile. Player 2 had an impressive round while managing their drive gauge. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Gets out of the corner, looking to plant him with a plow driver. A quick breather, looking for a chance. Barely blocks the jump in. Heavy punch sends him flying. Hits him with a stop and bop. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Are we going to see a comeback here? One chance here may end this match. Player 2, medium kick. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Fires without warning. Which fighter will control the pace of the match early up? Boom goes the dynamite. They're backed up into the corner. Both fighters planning something? Both fighters have a full drive gauge on deck. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Amazing! The throw is denied. Looking for a hole. Close range projectile. Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. Gets it to perfect fireball range. Block super hard incoming. Player 2 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Oh, here we go. Can they use their drive to stage a comeback? Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Dangerous range. It is over. Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that rundown. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Down to the wire. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Gets the knockdown, and now throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Life Legal beats it up with a combo into super. The fight continues in the middle of the stage. Looking to plant him with a pile driver. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. We're in the final moments of the round. Both fighters are playing around with a full drive gauge too. A little too greedy there. Knockdown and KO. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Saw the projectile easily. They'll want to be careful of positioning here while on the lookout for more projectiles. Big, low, reaching heavy. Uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. Player 1 chases them down. A quick breather. Saw him coming and goes for the Boris Anzio. Jumps in. Gutsy play with the grab. Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Time to reassess the situation. This can lead to some big damage. Low heavy. Player 1 crowns him from above. Reads the jump in perfectly. What a finish! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Who's going to steal this win? Double lariat, and now? Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. The match just anti-air in the clutch. Connects with the throw. Going in? Player 2 throws him. Crowns him from above. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Bring in the heat. They're going to teach you a lesson here. You play with fire, you're going to get burned.
Bet that.
Player 2 still has a chance, but it's going to be an uphill battle. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Chuck the fireball to continue their hold over their zone. Fireball pressure, trying to wear down the opponent. Getting the perfect fireball. The projectile hits. Fantastic positioning on show during that round. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Shuts that down with a parry. Jumps in. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. All right. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Checks them with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Reads them. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. And that's a KO. Timed that perfectly. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 had an impressive round while managing their drive gauge. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. Double lariat, and now gets them with the anti-air. Brushes that off and keeps going. Target locked and scoop. This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. It's a good spot to use the super. Player 1, no! Critical art now? This is gonna kill, no doubt about it.
No remorse!
Pretty guts to pull that off. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Deftly shuts out the jumper. Corner switch means they can now go on the offensive. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Well-timed command throw there. Knockdown. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Punish counter. This could lead to something big. Grabs him. Pops him with a shoryu. Holds out with the block. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Sneaks in the throw. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? The grab misses. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Anti-air from Super Art. They're thinking of scoring big off this gauge use. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things, but that crowns them from above. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Clutch, block, anti-air. The low kick hits. This may turn into a big chance. Okay, here we go. The low heavy connected? Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
It's a mirror match. There's going to be a lot of pride on the line for this one.
Gotta do this. Come on.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checking their opponent. Checks with a projectile. Plenty of time left. How's the match going to play out? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? What are these fighters thinking now? Backs them into the corner. Buy some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player two has them legit shook in the corner. Shoots off a fireball up close. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Throws them to negate the block. Takes advantage of their hesitation and gets some good damage in return. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. What'll happen here? From low heavy to goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Player one has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. They back KO. Player two gained a hard-fought victory there.
Here comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Nowhere to run.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Blocks the jump in. No go for the throw. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. They need to hold out. Player one chases them down. Knockdown. Air throw. Had their eye on the sky. Reacts to the throw. Baits them for the air throw. Medium kick hit. All right, what's coming up next? Pump tap to close it. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Checks with a medium kick. Okay, they trade hits. The jump-in is denied. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Oh, easy tag. Jeez, how can they read each other so well? Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Their spacing is so on point right now, but who's gonna blink first? Hits them with a stopping block. It's a good spot to use the super. Uses the game for the super. They're not playing around here.
Bet that.
Counting on the super to do the job. Player one is working with a better game, the low. Side switch in the corner. They must have a game plan here with the critical art on deck, but executing that plan is the key. Experiencing burnout. They return to center stage. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? What now? The jump, good decision with that throw. Player one blocks the low kick. Big gauge medium kick. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player two didn't rely too much on drive in that last round, but they may be looking to mix things up. Jumps in. Connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. This is gonna hurt. Close range projectile. Jumps. Blocks the low kick. Neither fighter shot turns out. Player one is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Knew the throw was coming. Sets up with the jump in. Low heavy. Oh, gets the air throw. Grounds him from above. Are they going to be able to come? Didn't hesitate, going for the kill with that super.
That felt good, didn't it?
Puts him on a t-shirt with that finish.
How'd I lose?
Player one straight up outplayed them. Talk about a David and Goliath situation. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Connects with medium kick. Decides to buff up while they can. Feeling out the spacing. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? No good up high. Puts one in the pocket. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super art gauge. Aiming to meter would open up the opportunity to deal huge damage, but that's easier said than done. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. All right, what's coming up next? Player two is almost, and the throw ends the round. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Checks them with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player one is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Drive gauge is almost empty. They gotta be careful. Air throw whiff. Hits them with a stopping block. It's a good spot. Use the super. The Kaisen Jankai Raku connects. They're gonna score huge damage off this. Player two will need to use the drive impact doesn't work. Medium kick impact squash. Are we gonna see a comeback here? They're using a fireball to force a reaction. The engagement here will have a huge effect on the rest of the match. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Doing some quick planning? Player two needs to use their SA gauge to their advantage here. Baits out the low kick. Pump tap to close it. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
A new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. We're well in range to score the throw. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? All right. Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up. Taking stock. Big low reaching heavy. Uses a long range attack there to zone them perfectly. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Low heavy hits, mix up incoming. Hits the back throw to get the side switch. Still scrapping for control of the space. A critical situation for both fighters. Oh, says no to the impact. Lots of distance here as both fighters look for an opening. Both of them are low on health and are playing very cautiously right now. Throws a fireball. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Both fighters are barely hanging in there, but someone's gotta act. In there! Player 2 with a good start to the fight, but can they keep it up? Strong Quan takes them off their feet. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Manesh Dware for the long game return. Jump! Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. Scrapping it out up close. Zones with the fireball. Jumps in. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. And eats it. Charges forward. KO. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Let us round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checking their opponent. Perfect air-to-air. No good up high. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. The drive impact nets them a sweet punish counter. That's how you capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Get the punish counter by waiting for the opponent to whiff an attack and then strike without hesitation. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some perfect read to get the finish with the low attack. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Can't tech the throw? Jumps in, brushes that off and keeps going. Sticks the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Shows the medium kick. The throw missed. Grabs and throws them away. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Looks like they want to put a new spin experiencing burnout. This is the ideal range to utilize the fire and whip. They're wide open. Okay, here we go. Just goes for it at this range. Their spacing, it drops them. Denies the jump-in attempt. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Goes for the command grab. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Next up, these two fighters are perfectly synced. Fires off an overdrive. What are they thinking here? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Gets the jump in. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. I can't keep KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Nice double lariat. Shoryuken? The jump in is denied.
The sweet spot.
Can't tech the throw? That throw will do some good damage. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Breaks the block with a throw. Looking for a chance. Grabs and throws him away. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Jump? Genius read. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive move. Oh my god, what a throw tech! Throws a fireball. Oh, critical! What's gonna happen? Come on now, let me hear you say it!
I've had enough.
This is going to hurt! They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Jump and whips! They're wide open! Player 1 is in a very breakthrough with the throw! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Trying to control their opponent here from a distance. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. Oh, uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Neither fighter can force the other to give up even an inch. Goes for the low kick. Picks up some damage with a long-reaching attack. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Takes a trip. From up above. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Throws him. What's next? Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. What's the next move? Up tap to close it. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Long low attack hits. Can't tech the throw. Closes the gap for the grab. Tops him with a shorty. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Blocks it. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big. This can lead to some big damage. Jumps in and whips. They're wide open. Amazing. Tries to act quickly but whips the attack. That's going to leave the rest flatlined up. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. They are letting it fly from the get-go. Creates an opening with a low heavy. Big time whip. Low heavy. Smart stuff. Poking at that range to zone the opponent. Throws them. With super arts into play, it's really anything goes at this point. Oh, here we knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Connects with the throw. Gets it the perfect fireball. What's next? Things are below. Are they going to be able to... No! Critical art now? This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only going to wreck their white ball, but also their nerves.
Wrestling is unstoppable.
They back down to regroup. Wall splat into the guard break. Jamma! Player 2 is going to be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Big time whip. The low kick hit. Breaks those shins. Breaks the block with a throw. Good work staying in throw range there. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? No good up high. Goes with the projectile to counter the opponent. Is the fireball part of their corner game? Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Was looking for that jump attack. Very solid corner switch. Throws him. What's next? Knockdown.
Brace yourself.
Not shy with the grab. Jumps in. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Both fight a big low attack to pick up the win this round. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Good job blocking the jump block. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner kick. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player one, draw critical. What's gonna happen? Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler here. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical arm to deal the cash money damage they need.
Wrestling is unstoppable.
Turns out. Oh, putting the cherry on top. That combo finishes it. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.